All right, what is going on, guys? It's Scott and Kyle back with another UFC betting episode here for UFC 282. How you doing today, Kyle?
281.
281.
UFC yeah. I'm doing good. This is a good card too. Really good.
Yeah. I was just looking up the next pay-per-view, 282, which is
even better.
Much better.
Yeah, it's even better, but from a betting perspective, I've kind of fallen in love with this one. I like it. I like it maybe too much.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, explain yourself.
I just think there's a lot of spots. So recently we've had a lot of cards where there's been monster favorites and big underdogs. This one we're back to more even matchups we're getting some minus 200s in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, much more approachable.
And I think these minus 200s though are locks. Like they could easily be the minus 300, minus 400. But we're getting them at a discount. And we got some of my favorite fighters like Frankie. Edgar's a big dog.
Yes.
Brad Riddell's a dog. We got some good matchups here.
Yeah. The only thing that scares me is pay-per-views, and especially pay-per-views that are outside of Vegas. The judging is usually pretty sketchy.
Yeah, and we've seen recently possibly fight fixing in the UFC. It's under investigation with James Krause. Luckily, I don't think that snake is on the card. But I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
You just can't be the coach of fighters and have a betting podcast. I mean, come on.
Right. And then not disclose your fighter is fucking injured.
Right. And not only is he selling picks, did you hear what he's been doing? You give him your login.
Right. He bets for you.
He bets so that way he could throw in his own money on a million different accounts. Now there's no record of what James Krause is actually betting.
Right.
And he's just raking it in.
Right. And
oh my God.
Yeah. And anytime, first of all, don't fucking do this. There's been people in our Discord that have gotten scammed by someone who was trying to do something very similar.
Right.
And where he's like, you give me money and I'll throw it on a parlay for all of us and then I'll pay you the winnings. And there probably was never any parlays.
No, because that guy wasn't even telling people what the parlays were. Right. James Krause, I mean, at least he's a big name, so
yeah.
He doesn't want to be slandered, but he's already getting slandered. So
yeah, and that's like one of the he's just like kind of shielding himself from like his account placing bets.
Exactly. And he claims he doesn't give out info on his own fighters, but like
he still has it and he's still betting.
Yeah, and he's not giving it to you. He's giving it to somebody. I mean, clearly a lot of freaking money came in last second against Derek Minor.
Yeah.
Enough to swing the line from minus 280 to minus 400. I mean, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, do you know how much money it takes to fucking swing 200 points?
Right. I mean, come on. And apparently, from what I've heard, the books in Vegas are saying the money wasn't just coming in on Shah Yalan. It was coming in for him to win in round one. Round one finish.
Jesus.
Oh, so yeah, just so sketchy. I mean, there's no excusing that. There's no room for that in professional sports. It doesn't go on in any other sport to this level. Obviously, every sport's going to have corruption. Every sport's going to have someone trying to get over on somebody else. But at least there's rules and regulations in other sports. UFC seems to be moving in that direction, which is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Scott, for the card this week, you want to just go over our betting cards and kind of explain where our mindset is this week, where we're putting our money?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. We'll go with straight bets first.
Yep.
You want to start us off?
Yeah. So I think one of my most favorite bets of this week is ladies Silvana Gomez Juarez over Carolina Kolokalich.
I like it.
And she is still a slight dog at minus 105. Carolina is fucking washed.
Yeah, I mean, she came back in that last fight and won us some money. But I agree, it was against subpar competition.
Yeah.
And against Juarez.
And yeah, Gomez Juarez has good hands.
She does.
And she's got
that's all Carolina has is hands.
Right.
She's not strong. She's not physically strong. She can't take you down. And if she's stuck on the feet with Juarez, she might be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that bet. I'm staying away personally only because these women fights have bit me hard.
Yeah.
but I agree the line is right. I mean, Juarez as a dog is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
My first bet is going to be Matt the Steamroller Frivola at plus 115. He's fighting Ottman Azadar, who's undefeated. Azadar is a power striker, lots of power in his hands. But he's fought nobody. He's fought Packalin and he's fought Kamaworthy. And Kamaworthy, as we all know, has no chin at all. Matt Frivola is very well rounded. He should be able to take down Azadar at will. And I think on the feet, Frivola has showed he's got power in his hands too. Frivola did get brutally knocked out by our boy McKinney. And he's before his last fight against Valdez, who's barely UFC level. He lost to McKinney and Sukarian. But those are two high-level fights. Before that, he beat Pena. He beat Jalen Turner, which people forget. He fought Lando Venata, the commentator's favorite fighter, to a draw. I mean, the kid is good. He's fought the better competition. I think getting him at dog money is a gift.
Yeah, I like that as well. I don't personally have it, but I might have to sprinkle some on it now.
You got any more straight bets for us?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. So I have a couple more. I have Olberg minus 130.
Ooh,
and
like it.
Yeah. I think this fight's pretty close. And the line is right, but I mean, this is going to be an absolute stand-up battle. Both these guys, kickboxer versus striker. I think Olberg's got the better stuff, though. He's
got the size too, and he's got that
size.
That city kickboxing, little extra juice that they take over there.
Yes,
I don't know what they're on, but it's something.
Yeah. Although, fucking Nikolai, 4 inches shorter, 1 inch reach advantage.
Really?
That's a crazy stat. Yeah,
that is.
But still, Olberg's legs are much longer.
Yeah, I've never been high on Nikolai either.
Yeah. And then I also have Montel Jackson, minus 200 over Arce. Fun fact, Jackson's hands are almost as big as fucking Brock Lesnar's.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, Jackson's a killer in there too.
Yeah.
Julio Arce, though, has the experience edge, but I'm with you. I like Montel here, especially on DraftKings this week.
Yes.
I think he could score very, very highly. For me, I have a couple left too. I got Brad Riddell at plus 100. I'm going with the city kickboxing angle. Moicano was kind of exposed in his last fight against RDA. Now, granted, he took that short notice, and it is RDA who's a fucking monster. But I mean, he got battered by RDA, taken down at will. And people like to say, Brad Riddell, he's just a striker. He's a city kickboxing striking coach. But his wrestling's legit. He took down Drew Dober 5 times.
Yeah.
I know Moicano's grappling is really good and he's got good submissions off his back, but let's not be, overly aggressive on saying he could submit Brad Riddell from his back because it's just not going to happen. Brad Riddell on the feet will be the faster of the two. I think he's got more power as well. I think Moicano's in trouble. I think Brad Riddell gets a finish. Next bet, I got to go Frankie Edgar at plus 185.
I got you as well.
Got to. Yeah. 185, I mean, come on.
In the Garden.
Yeah, to end the career. He's already said this is the retirement fight.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going out on a shield.
This is a good matchup for him, too.
I agree. People are all over Gutiérrez. I've been looking online. Not too many people like Frankie in this matchup.
I think it was the Sandhagen knee.
Yeah.
That is turning people off still.
But people forget he got front kicked in the face by Cheeto, and he didn't go out cold.
Yeah.
The ref stopped it and saved Frankie from some more damage because he doesn't need to take any more damage. But, yeah, I really like Frankie here. Gutiérrez has not fought a high level of competition. He got lucky against Danaa Bakkarel. He was losing that fight handily before the spinning back elbow. I mean, or back fist, whatever it was that landed on Danaa. But that was a bit lucky. Before that, he won a split decision over Felipe Colares. Felipe Colares famously lost to Chase Hooper. That's how good Felipe Colares is. I like Frankie in that matchup. He's going to get the takedowns, and he should be the faster of the two on the feet. He was landing some bombs against Cheeto. Cheeto just has like an exceptional chin. He's got an exceptional chin. I think some of those punches Frankie was landing could drop Moicano. Moicano does get dropped in a lot of his fights. He does survive. I like Frankie by decision. In the last bet.
And I think if it goes to decision, the UFC wants Frankie to win.
There's an angle that they want him to get the win at the Garden.
Yeah.
But then there's also the angle that Dana's a snake and Frankie's leaving the company and Gutiérrez will be around, so it'll be a good name for Gutiérrez. Yeah. But I agree. Frankie at the Garden, come on. Last bet I have last straight bet is Alex Pereira plus 175 against Adesanya. I think this might be the case of one guy's got the other guy's number.
Yeah.
We don't say that too often in mixed martial arts. It tends to be like other sports where you're like, oh, he's got his number. But I think this might be the case. Alex Pereira is massive. He trains with Glover Teixeira.
Also probably a 25-minute drive for him, whereas fucking Adesanya's coming from New Zealand.
Exactly. I also think that Adesanya doesn't have the wrestling to exploit Pereira. Like, Pereira does have holes in his game. He's not a wrestler or grappler. He comes from kickboxing. But Adesanya is not a wrestler. And I don't think he has the chops to get him down.
We saw that on display against Jan Blachowicz.
Exactly. I said in my write-up this week, whoever wins this fight is just a placeholder until a wrestler gets up there. They both have holes in their game. Izzy has been a champ for a long time, I know, but I really don't think he's that skilled. We saw it. He got exploited against Jan. If Bo Nickel makes it up there, if Khamzat, I think they wipe the floor with him.
Yeah. I'm 100% with you on that. I also have Pereira. And then my last one for the main card is Chandler plus 180.
Ooh.
Too good to pass up.
I've been torn on that.
Yeah.
I like the power angle from Chandler, but on paper, Dustin has the skills to beat Chandler, but Chandler has that X factor in that he could just fucking kill you. He can just kill you instantly.
That's kind of what and that's one of my smaller plays, but still like it enough to talk about it here. Yeah, it only takes one from him.
Yeah, and he has that explosion with wrestling too. Don't forget that. Like, he could explode into punches. He also explodes into takedowns.
Yeah.
Moving on to props. As most of you know from reading our blog, I go heavy on the props. Harder on props and parlays than I do straight bets. Straight bets, I tend to bet mostly dogs. And I hope to, get some money with the bet in the dogs, but really make the money with the props. First prop I see that, to me, seems a bit wide is Sung Woo Choi by TKO against Mike Trizano. That's plus 250. Mike Trizano, in my opinion, sucks. I don't think he's good. I don't think Mike Trizano is good. He's gun shy. Sung Woo Choi has massive power in his hands. The fact that he didn't get Bruce Leroy out of there is just ridiculous. The ref could have stopped that multiple times. Sung Woo Choi didn't expect him to survive, blew his wad, ended up losing that fight. That's why we're getting the line that we're getting at plus 250. He knocks out Mike Trizano here.
I like that.
You got any props, Scotty?
Yeah, I like Aaron Blanchfield by decision. or submission.
I have her on the card. I have Aaron Blanchfield by sub at plus 330.
Yeah.
But I'm with you.
Because
the Molly McCann hype is over.
Yeah, people, 1,000%. She's not good. She hasn't been good for a very long time.
That was hilarious. The narrative on Molly is that she's a power puncher now. She could one punch KO you like she's Derek Lewis or something.
That doesn't work if you're fucking just in crucifix position.
Right.
If Aaron Blanchfield is sitting on your chest and she's got both arms pinned to the ground. Yeah. So I think this is going to go one of two ways. Either, she submits her or wins 30-26.
Yeah. And I see your angle on the decision with Molly with the Barstool guys. She's not going to give up.
No.
I mean, she's going to fight. One thing. She's going to fight for your money.
Yeah.
I do see her getting submitted here. I think Aaron Blanchfield.
She's a freak.
Her grappling chops.
Yeah, she made Miranda Maverick learn how to wrestle.
She did. Miranda Maverick looks so good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Next up, this is my favorite bet of the whole card. I'll just let you guys know that right now. Andre Petroski by submission. And Andre Petroski inside the distance. The sub prop is plus 300. The inside the distance prop is plus 110. I'm going to go hard betting this.
Yeah.
We won a ton off Petroski against Maximov.
Yep.
For some reason, he was a huge dog. I think he was plus 285 against Nick Maximov.
I think he was higher than that. I think Maximov was a massive favorite, and Petroski beat him in the first round.
Yes, he crushed him.
Yeah.
People are low on Petroski because of his performance on Tough, which showed him gas out and give up. Going on Tough is not like fighting normally. You're basically in a nonstop tournament. You have no chance to recover.
Right.
So some of the performances there you have to, view with a different colored lens. What Petroski has shown through Tough and through his other fights is that he's immensely talented. He's stronger than you. He's stronger than everyone out there. His wrestling's ridiculous. He has power in his hands. He might not be the best technical striker, but he could bomb on you. Yeah. And when he gets you to the ground, he can sub you out. I mean, I think his last two wins are by Anaconda choke, which is crazy. And Wellington Turman, a guy that has seen some more success recently. He is training with Glover, with Dominick Reyes, with Alex Pereira, which I like. But I see him more as a good training partner and less of the talent. I think he's going to go out here. I think he's going to get stung by Petroski on the feet. I think Petroski takes him down, and I'm calling it triangle choke, round one, Petroski. My favorite play.
Yeah.
You got any more props, Scotty?
I got no more props. I got a pretty decent parlay, though.
All right, I'll just hit. I got 2 more props for you. One more prop. Well, we already went over Blanchfield. I took a small shot on Frankie by decision. That's plus 330. I think if he wins, it's probably decision. So threw a unit on that. And then probably my second favorite play on the whole card is Dominick Reyes inside the distance at minus 110. Ryan Spann, I don't think is that good. He's athletic. He's big. And people are sleeping on Dominick Reyes a bit because he's lost 3 in a row. But those are to John Jones, Jan Blachowicz, and Jiri.
And the John Jones one.
He won.
Yeah.
He won.
Like, was that really a loss?
Right. He's been training with Alex Pereira and Glover in Connecticut, which I love to see that. He's saying he's Dominick Reyes 2.0, and the biggest thing he's worked on with Alex Pereira is his defense. He said I've shorn up my defense. And if he's shorn up his defense, I mean, the guy's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Jiri Prochazka admitted to getting knocked out. He was knocked out in the Reyes fight, and he said, I just woke up on the ground. But they didn't stop it, and Reyes ended up losing. But I love Reyes inside the distance.
Yeah, and that Prochazka fight was very close until that kind of fluky spinning elbow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Love Reyes. Start us off with the parlay, Scott.
All right, so we can do this one of 2 ways. So I got a 3-teamer first that I am more confident in Blanchfield, Petrosky, and Weili Zhang.
I have a very similar parlay.
Yeah, and those 3 get you plus 147, and then I also have the same 3 with Dominick Reyes at plus 268.
Dude, that is hilarious. Because mine is Blanchfield, Reyes, and Zhang for plus 143. Initially, I had it a 4-teamer with Petrosky. And I was like, you know what? I have so much money riding on Petrosky inside the distance that I don't want Petrosky in the parlay. Too much. Just in case.
Too much exposure.
Yeah. But I'm with you on that parlay. I mean, I don't see how that doesn't hit.
Yeah, it should.
One parlay that I also love is a violence parlay, and it's pretty good. It gets you plus 147, and it's Petrosky and Turman inside the distance.
Okay.
Reyes Spann inside the distance.
Like that.
And Dustin Chandler inside the distance. I don't see how that doesn't hit. Either side, both fighters on every fight are killers. Like they all go for the kill. I think that hits. I think that's a nice, easy win. But yeah, that's the betting card for now. I may end up sharpening that a bit before I post it. But that's what I'm thinking. Have you made a DraftKings lineup?
Yeah, I got 1 in so far.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so a lot of dogs on here.
What do you think of the pricing this week?
It's a little weird. Like I wouldn't think of Dominick Reyes as 9,300. Same with like Gutiérrez. Like those should be a little bit lower.
Yeah.
But yeah, not super crazy. Pereira, great value at 7,600 though.
Yep.
Actually swapping him in for Chandler right now. Now that I pointed that out. All right, so I have Blanchfield at 9,500, Weili Zhang 94, Oldberg at 8,400, Gomez Juarez at 8K, and then Pereira 76, Frankie 71.
I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, I see the same thing you're seeing with the pricing. I've made similar teams to that. I'm trying to make teams with Petrosky and Reyes both in it. That's the goal this week, is to find ways to get them both in the lineup, because I think they both score really highly. So right now I have a lineup with Chandler, Pereira, Petrosky, Reyes, Brad Riddell, and Carlos Olberg. That leaves you 300 on the table. Some interesting things to note, I think, with this slate. I think that Erin Blanchfield's going to go underowned. I think she destroys Molly McCann. I think Petrosky goes way underowned. I think Turman's going to actually be a popular play. Yep.
People just dumb?
I also think that you need Dustin Poirier / Chandler, one of them. Then Carla Esparza, I think she loses, but I will have some lineups with her in it. I think she's got a shot with the wrestling, as always. Frankie Edgar, I'll be playing a lot of him. I assume he'll be popular, but I also think that Julio Arce will be popular, just because he's got that name. Michael Chandler, everyone is going to be playing him. And then everyone will be playing Alex Pereira, and I want to play him too. But fading that fight in general on both sides could be a play, because it might end up just being a very technical battle where we don't see many strikes thrown.
Yeah, I mean, it could be similar to like the fucking Carlos Esparza's last fight.
Yeah,
where Izzy's too scared, and because he knows like Pereira was the last guy to knock him out, and Pereira's just kind of like waiting for a shot, and they just kind of like dance around.
Yeah, like I think
nobody's going to take each other down.
I think I'm going to try to narrow it down to like Chandler, Edgar, Carla Esparza, and Pereira at the bottom. And then I'm going to try to mix and match, see if I can make some teams that start with maybe like Brad Riddell and Gomez Juarez, and move my way up the best I can, because I think lineups like that are going to be few and far between.
Yeah, I got to imagine
and
Gomez
then Petrosky
Juarez and Petrosky are going to be pretty low owned, and probably Reyes too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Petrosky and Reyes are going to be my combo this week. Guaranteed.
I like that.
Yep. All right. That was a good show, Scotty. I think we're going to win some money again. We crushed last week, by the way.
Yeah.
We've crushed the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
We're up about 20 units, just shy of it.
That's awesome.
Yep.
All right, bud.
All right. I'll see you.
Why is it not stopping?
Yeah, it's not ending. I tried to end it.
It says it's stopping.
Maybe I could just leave.